Welcome everyone to another episode of the rigging closet. As you can see here, we have another setup with the 10-pound weight kettlebell, 3 snatch blocks here which are traveling, 2 stationary, and we have 2 anchors. I wanted to show the static weight and how the lines here evenly distribute the weight of this 10-pound kettlebell. But in addition to, I also have I have to add in the weight of the snatch block, since it is below hanging, or what is not necessarily below the hook, but it has to count in your rigging. When you're doing a heavy recovery, most of the time everyone forgets to add in the rigging itself, the chains, the snatch blocks. Minor details, but still. So in this case, we have 6 lines to the load. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Never mind this. This is just your line right here. 6 lines to the load, even though we have 3 connections here. We have 6 lines to the load, evenly distributed, 4.4 pounds per snatch block here. These don't count as weight because they are being suspended by the shelf, but it would be your tow truck or crane depending on what setup you have. And the only reason, don't let this carabiner confuse you here. Even when I was doing a 2-part line, 3-part line, 4-part line, I would offset my snatch blocks that way they wouldn't mash into each other under a full load. That's the only reason I use this, just to get them spaced away so they wouldn't be into each other. Just something that I used to do, or still do technically. Once again, 6 lines to the load, 10 pounds here, 4.4 on each of these snatch blocks. I'm going to zoom in a moment so you can see the scales. I know they're hard to see from where they're at right there. So if you want to guess right now, and then we'll zoom into the scales and how evenly distributed, and then I'll mess around a little bit with the weights. .3.8, 3.8. The fun part about this is the fact that since they are in this configuration, the weight will actually travel back and forth depending. So if you're lifting a load that has unknown weight, like a truck and trailer with a load shift, you don't know where it's at, and you pick it up into this configuration, guess what? The tail end of it is going to swing down, it's going to force the weight. So you really do want to have 1 2-part line versus and divvy it up, or 2 lines 2-parted versus a 4-part line, because the blocks will travel and can get you into trouble very quickly. Once again, this is a 6-part line. The answer was 3.8 at the scales, equal on both sides. Yes, they do change depending if the load gets shifted, because these will travel. But for the most part, it landed on 3.8, equaled on every line. Once again, thank you for watching, and see you on the next episode.